Hi Maria, you might recall, my name's Jared.
Yes.
I'm here as your coach today, and we're going to be looking at coaching you in changing out a flip mixer mixing valve. I'll show you what that is. So we're actually going to be using this tap, which clearly isn't attached to anything, but you can imagine this would normally be attached to a bench top or a sink, if you like, a basin. And of course the pipes that would carry the water would come up through the bottom here, and you don't see those. So for this exercise, I've just removed the tap from the basin, and we can pull it apart and be able to change out that mixer cartridge, just like we would if it was in situ on a basin. Okay, so that's the exercise that we're going to complete. We're going to need a few tools to be able to do that, and one of those is a little Allen key, which I'll show you what that's for shortly. And the other thing we'll need is a pair of multi-grips, which will help us to undo a retaining nut inside the tap. Okay. Any questions so far?
No, that's fine.
Cool. Right, so the process that will follow is that I'm going to explain to you what it is that you need to do, how to do the task, that is. And at the same time, I'll also demonstrate to you how to do the task.
Okay, great.
Right, so you'll be able to see me do it.
Yeah, that's good.
Then we'll have an opportunity to discuss if you want to. You can ask questions, and then we'll go through the process together. So I'll give you the tap and actually ask you to physically handle the tap. But at the same time, I'll talk you through the process again, and you can ask questions as we go through it, and we'll work through it together.
Okay, sounds good.
Right, so then there'll be a third step, which will be your assessment piece, where you will actually do the task on your own.
Okay.
I won't get involved.
Right. Okay.
I won't let you do anything dangerous, but otherwise I won't get involved.
Okay, sounds good.
Now I've given you a set of written instructions as well, because I know that you like to be able to look at things and see the detail in things. So I've given you that as well as giving you the demonstration.
Yeah, brilliant.
So you can refer to that as you work through the process.
Okay, so can I use that as well when it comes to assessment, or is that just as while I'm doing the testing?
It's fine.
Okay.
We want you to succeed, so we'll give you all the tools that we can to make sure that you do.
Okay.
All right. So you're happy to get started?
Yes. Let's do it.
All right. So let's start firstly with the tap, and we need to identify a few parts on the tap. So only 3 parts that we need to know: the handle or lever, the tap head, which is the cap on the top here, and the tap body, which is the piece I'm holding in my hand.
Makes sense.
Okay. So the first thing we need to do is remove the handle or the lever, and we do that by unscrewing it. So we're turning it to the left with our fingers. It's not very tight, and we can unscrew it and remove it. Okay. Put that down. Now inside the tap, in there, in that hole that we've just opened up from removing the handle, there's a little grub screw in there, which we can release or loosen, using the Allen key. You can see we need to poke it in there. And then once we've got it inserted, we need to turn it to the left. And we only need to turn it 1 full turn. Okay. And that'll release the grip inside, and we can lift the head off the tap. Like so. Simple. Next step is to undo this dress collar that's around here. It's a chrome collar. Again, we can do this with our fingers because it's not on very tight. And we just screw that anti-clockwise to remove it. Okay? All right, now that's exposed to us the top of the cartridge that we want to remove, but it's held in by this brass retaining nut. All right, so to get that one out, we're going to need to use our tool. All right, so you can see it's got a hexagon shape on the top, and we're going to put our multi-grips onto that, squeeze a little bit, and give it a good firm turn, anti-clockwise again, to loosen it, and then we can continue to remove it using our fingers. Okay. Now once we've got that off, it's simply a case of removing the cartridge Now, this is the part that wears and causes your tap to drip, which is why you need to change them when they drip. Okay. Note that there's two little locating lugs on the bottom of the tap, and they align with two holes inside. Can you see those?
Yep.
So if you don't put it in the right way, it won't work.
Okay.
So you need to make sure that those lugs line up with those two little holes.
Right.
Any questions?
No, that's fine. Makes sense.
All right. Now, assume that we've got a new one of these mixer cartridges, and we're going to put that back in. So simply a reverse process. We'll drop that back in, making sure that the locating lugs are connected.
So it fits in there.
Yep. Then we need to put our retaining nut back on. Being careful not to cross thread the nut. And we'll push it around until it's finger tight.
What do you mean cross thread?
So we don't. It needs to flow smoothly as we spin it on. We don't. Right. If it gets stiff, it means we haven't lined it up properly.
Okay.
So then we just back it off and start again. Yeah. Right, once we've got it finger tight, we then need to tighten it with our multi-grips. Good firm tighten, like so. And then put our collar back on. So it needs to be finger tight, it's not structural. Alright, then the head goes back on. We need to make sure that the hole on the head is facing the front of the tap where the spout is, and that we insert the square piece there into the appropriate slot on the head.
Yeah.
Tighten it with our Allen key. Finger tight is good, and put the spindle back in, screwing it in clockwise. Sorry, I call that a spindle, it's a lever. Right, so that's the task. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that seems fine. I think I can go through that.
Yeah. No questions? No concerns?
No. Well, I guess the only concern is just making sure I can use that appropriately. So that would be good just to do that when we get to that point. But otherwise, I feel comfortable.
Excellent. Well, if you're ready to get started, we'll do it.
Yep. Okay. So start now.
Yeah, and I'll walk through it with you. So first thing is to remove the handle. Anti-clockwise.
Oh, that's right. It's anti-clockwise. That's right. Yep.
All right. Then your Allen key to loosen the grub screw, I should say. We don't want to remove it because they're easy to lose. They're so small.
Right. So you just said one
full turn. One full turn.
Don't make it all the way. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, and you'll be able to feel it because the cap will be loose. Yeah. There you go.
And then we do.
Then the decorative collar.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
The retaining nut.
Yep. So there's this thing.
Yep, with your shifter or multi-grips, as the case may be.
Now I've got to go
anti-clockwise.
This way. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. That's not
once
hard.
Once you get it loose, it's easy.
Yeah. Okay. And that's it. That comes in.
Yeah, lift that out. Get the new one. Pop the new one back in.
Yeah.
You can buy them at Bunnings, by the way. And make sure it seats properly on those two lugs.
Is that good?
Yeah, if it won't spin, that's good.
Yeah. So then stop.
Yeah, it's nice and smooth, so you know you haven't crossed it. Just pinch it up tight with the spanner.
Okay, clockwise. Oops.
Yeah, it's good enough.
Okay. And then this one?
Yep. Back on with the head. Facing in the right direction, which is good.
Yeah. Okay, so this is clockwise.
Yeah, you need to get this one nice and firm.
Okay. I think that's firm enough.
Yep.
And then this one. Okay.
Brilliant.
Did it.
You're a plumber.
Not quite, but that was good.
No, that was great. That was fantastic. No questions?
No, that was a bit easier than I thought it was going to be, so it wasn't too hard for me to manoeuvre, so I felt that was okay.
Yeah, there's one thing I should point out. Before you start going around the house and changing all of your mixer cartridges, you must make sure that the water's turned off before you do it. Okay?
Yeah.
It's going to get real messy.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds good.
Are you ready to have a crack at doing it on your own without any assistance from me?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
I'm sure you'll do fine. Away you go.
Okay. I've turned the taps off.
Well done. Well done.
All right. Okay, anti-clockwise. Okay, I'm going to do this. Full turn. Yep. This is anti-clockwise. Just made it a little bit tight there. Okay, that's this thing. Okay, that's out. Okay.
Very good.
So I'll put it all back together now. Yep. Okay, so I've got my new one in. Okay, that's this one. So it feels nice and easy going in. It's clockwise. Just make sure that's tight. Okay. Put the collar on. Okay. And that's not structural, right? So we don't have to worry about making it too tight. I'm going to do this. Tight though. Okay. And then I'm going to put this in. And it's all facing the right way. Done.
Great job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And of course now you would turn the taps
back on, yeah.
and test it to make sure that it doesn't leak.
That it all works, yeah.
Yeah, and that it all operates. Yeah. That's brilliant. Well done.
That was good.
Any questions at all?
No, I don't think so. These are all like the sort of standard taps that I have in my house, so I think they're all the same sort of size.
Yeah.
And there's those.
Not that we want to get too technical, but there's two different types of cartridge. You have to establish which one you've got first.
Oh, that's good to know.
It's not what we're here for.
No, okay.
Anyway, all right. So, how was that process for you? Process itself has now ended, but just feedback for me. How was it for you? How did it
go? Yeah, it was good. I think it was good to see you actually do it to start with. So I could see the process, and that was good because I can also sort of follow along. But then also when you sort of helped me a bit as well, that was useful when you're actually physically doing it. That was quite helpful. So yeah, it was. By the time I got to do the assessment piece, I felt comfortable.
Awesome.
So it was good. Yeah.
Awesome. So I'm now going to ask you to fill out a feedback form.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
If you wouldn't mind doing that before you go, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for your time and for helping me out today.
Oh, thank you for teaching me.
You're very, very welcome.